We're here at EA Studio Showcase, and we're taking a look at Warhammer Online. We're here with Josh from EA Mythic. Hi, Josh.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Great. So yeah, I guess you guys brought the game here. It'd be great if you could give us a brief demo of it.
Sure. Actually, as with any show that we go to, we always bring a completely playable version of the game, so that if people want to, they can just sit down and take a test drive, see what we've been working on for the last, God, is it 2.5 years now? 2.5 years now. We're in active beta at the moment. We actually just hit 400,000 beta signups earlier today. We announced it on the website, warhammeronline.com. And so we've basically had an active beta going on for about a year. We're going to be going into a larger beta later this year, where we just keep letting more and more of the thousands of people that are interested in playing the game come on in, kick the tires, and help us kind of squash all the bugs before our first quarter of 2008 release. At the moment, I actually have a Zealot up on the screen, who's one of the Chaos careers. The Zealot is kind of like a voodoo priest, healer, sort of poison debuff type character. This is Norska, which is one of the Chaos Wastelands. Basically, this is one of the RVR war camps. We're basically between RVR scenarios. Players will come back here, regroup, reform, go back out into the field. It's also adjacent to RVR skirmish areas, which are non-instance, persistent world RVR pools that players can kind of run into. You'll quest in there, you'll hunt in there, and most importantly, you'll hunt humans in there, other players that are also engaged in the ongoing war that is everywhere in Warhammer Online. As I said, this is a Zealot. Aside from looking like Lemmy from Motorhead, the Zealot is the Destruction faction is broken up into 3 groups. You've got your Orcs and Goblins that make up the Greenskin faction. Then you have Chaos, which is kind of corrupted humanity. And then you have the Dark Elves, who are this sort of Byron-esque version of the kind of posh English royalty of the High Elves. The Zealot is the healer for the Chaos faction. Each one of our races basically has the 4 major archetypes that you're going to find in an MMO: the tank defensive character, the offensive melee DPS character, range DPS characters, and healer support. Chaos players are basically going to find themselves in standard sort of Imperial areas that have basically been corrupted and burned to the ground. I'm going to run up here so you can kind of see. In the background, you have your typical sort of medieval Germanic architecture. You'll occasionally see weird orc towers like this, because this is a factional war camp for all of destruction. But in the middle of those sort of standard areas, you're going to have big roiling cauldrons full of, that's actually a foot floating around in there. So unlike sort of the standard areas of the game, where the dwarves have their territory, the greenskins have their territory, Chaos basically is inside of the standard Empire human territories, because Chaos sort of springs from within humanity. Chaos is a corrupted version of humanity. So one of the sort of like creepy crawly elements of it is, you never know if the person that's living next door to you is actually a worshiper of Tzeentch, the Chaos god of change, or if they're actually the nice baker that thinks that they're living next door to you. So from the very beginning, the Chaos players start adjacent to the Empire. All of their quests and efforts focus on destroying the Empire, spreading the corruption of Chaos, bringing the war basically to the front doorstep of the Empire and to its followers.
Okay, Josh. Well, the game looks really cool. We can't wait to play it. Actually. Yeah, so it sounds like, I guess, some lucky people are going to be able to play the game in beta later this year, and then I guess you can also remind us when the final game is going to be out?
Final game is going to be out again, like I said, Q1 2008. We already have people in the beta. People that are interested in getting into the beta should sign up for our newsletter at warhammeronline.com. We're always adding new players, a couple hundred a week, and then we're always at major public events, like any of the major conventions that are available to the public. We're always giving out free access to the beta to people that show up and hang out with us there. So we're looking to have more and more people in over the course of the rest of the year, and we're looking forward to having as many people in as we can get to just sort of, like I said, see what we've been working on.
Great, Josh. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Andrew.